What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a quick update on all of my aquariums. Now, if you've been a subscriber for a while, you know that you guys want individual videos updating on the aquariums that I build because we can go more in depth. But here's the thing, as a YouTuber, we have to realize we're still human, and part of being human and old in my case is that sometimes you get injured. So yesterday I did a bunch of home repairs that I've been putting off, and my back is definitely feeling it today. So I'm not going to be able to do maintenance on my aquariums or do like a cool build for you guys or anything like that this week. But I still got to get a video out. So let's walk around the house and let's do aquarium updates. All right, let's kick things off with the 75-gallon 150 nanofish paradise, which we don't have 150 nanofish in here anymore, unfortunately, because the supplier for all of these fish that were ordered was kind of overseas. You know, survival rate not the best. Now, equipment-wise, what are we running on this aquarium? Well, we have two Hygger lights here. These two Hyggers are HG978 is the model number. I don't remember the wattage of them, but they do okay. It is filtered by a Fluval 407, and we are running pressurized CO2 on this aquarium with an inline CO2 diffuser. Now, plant-wise, this is one of the most recent builds, and as you guys can see, we have got zero issues. This aquarium is just, it's a beauty. It's in our bedroom, so being able to lay in bed and watch it is just very relaxing. One of the feature plants in here, as far as the carpet goes, is the Hylanthemum tenellum green, and it is filling in great. Now, if you want to see what this looked like when I set it up, well, you're just going to have to go back down the video list, and you're going to have to look for yourself. But the rest of the stuff here, the S. repens is doing fine. It's taken root, and it is growing nicely. The Anubias, well, we all know Anubias just does what Anubias does. Moss, same thing. Moss does mossy things, and it grows in just beautifully. So our weeping moss here, it's about due for a trim as a matter of fact, but again, I can't do any aquarium maintenance. Physidens moss back here, doing fantastic. All in all, the aquarium is great. We do have a ram's horn snail issue though. If you kind of look around the aquarium, you're gonna notice, well, there's probably about 1,000 of these guys in there. When I transferred the Anubias, there were definitely a lot of eggs on those Anubias leaves. Ram's horn snails are just one of those snails that you're going to keep them once you get them. But that's okay. We're going to let them grow up a little bit. When we do the maintenance, we can kind of collect them and remove them. As far as hardscape goes in here, this was a LANDEN sponsored aquarium, so we have some mountain stone from LANDEN, which I just love this stone. I'm going to use it again. When I first got it, it just kind of looked like sandstone to me, but let me tell you, once you get it kind of planted with some plants and you get some spiderwood, also provided by LANDEN, man, it all comes together, doesn't it? I really like the texture of this stone. It looks extremely natural. That's the best way I can describe it. It just looks real. All in all, though, this 75-gallon, an absolute beaut, and it is one of my favorite aquariums. Next up in my living room here, we're going to go through Dragon Valley 1.0 and Dragon Valley 2.0, top and bottom respectively. These aquariums are sitting on a custom-built stand, which you can't see because, well, the ambiance is just beautiful right now in my living room, and I'm not going to ruin it. Now, starting with Dragon Valley 1.0, this is a 10-gallon aquarium, curved corner or curved front, curved edge, something like that's what they call it, but made by Mr. Aqua. Can't really find these aquariums anymore, so I don't know if they did a brand change or maybe they went out of business, but love the curved edge aquariums. This is lit by a Hygger HG999. It is filtered by a OG filter that we've had on the channel pretty much since day one. This is the Free Sea canister filter. Let me click a light on just so you can see it. There you go. The OG Free Sea, set up in canister mode, not hang on the back mode. We've got some lily pipes going on, and this is also running pressurized CO2. That bottle down here at the bottom is split and running both aquariums off of pressurized CO2. But looking at the aquarium, well, just look at it. I mean, would you just look at it? It's filled in so great. This is the third, I think, rescape that we've done. The S. repens is finally carpeting like I want it to. All of the Anubias is filling in. We've got Bucephalandra in here. Where's the Boost? There's some Boost up there. It's very hard to see because this thing is like jungling up. But we got some Boost there. Of course, you can see the Alternanthera reniki in the back. We've got some Pentatophyta that's trying to take over. I really need to maintain this aquarium, but like I said, not this weekend. Floating plants, we got some red root floaters up here. Look at these guys. They're just doing awesome. They love the amount of light. They're kind of growing on top of each other. Just looks cool. This whole aquarium is really coming together nicely. Looks very, very cool, but definitely due for some maintenance. Inhabitants in this aquarium, right now, all we have are cherry shrimp in here. Just red cherries, if the camera will focus on them. There we go. A couple of red cherries. Of course, red snails. They're in pretty much all my aquariums. But that's all we got in here is just cherry shrimp. All right, time for Dragon Valley 2.0. This is the same 10-gallon curved edge Mr. Aqua aquarium. It is lit by a LANDEN Aqua Bright 45. I absolutely love this light, but it is so powerful that you really got to be careful. It is scaped with dragonstone, as you see, and the plant selection is Bucephalandra, snails. Oh wait, those aren't plants. All right, Bucephalandra, some weeping moss, a little weeping moss over there, a little bit of Anubias in here. I recently did a rescape on this. We've got some Liliopsis brasiliensis is pretty much the carpeting plant here. There's a little bit of dwarf baby tears that I left that's trying to come back. We kind of had a big algae issue in this aquarium. Video is on the channel if you want to see that. Inhabitants, blue snails, pretty much. Again, watch the update video that was posted not too long ago if you want to see that. And we have 3 of these little devilfish. Yes, I call them devilfish, because these little green rasboras will not let any other inhabitant ever get a piece of food. You put food in there and they go absolutely berserk. So they are in their own aquarium. They will stay in their own aquarium. I love them to death, but those little guys right there, they own this tank. So there's your update on Dragon Valley 2.0. Again, I did a algae removal video on this aquarium and it's looking great just a week later. So awesome tank. Absolutely love the scape in this. Let's do an update on the 10-gallon Molly tank. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's been torn down. You see, I'm kind of going through a downsizing phase right now. I was up to, I think, 16 aquariums. And as somebody that has a full-time business to run and then does YouTube on the side, it was just getting to be a little bit too much for me. So I'm trimming the aquariums down slowly but surely, and I still have more to do. But let's continue on with some updates because that's what you want to see. All right, in the office now / aquarium room, and this is where most of the aquariums are. Let's go ahead and start with the elephant in the room, which is the 45-gallon grow out tank. This is a 45-gallon just PetSmart kind of aquarium. I don't know what brand it is, Aquion or something like that. It is lit by Aquaneat HY 28 50-watt light. Does a okay job. It is oversized. Let me get you up here a little bit and show you. It was only the 45-inch was available or something like that. And technically this is like a 36-inch aquarium, so it's a little bit big, but it does the job and it grows plants, as you can see. Quick plant breakdown of stuff that's growing out here. We got a little bit of Java moss trying to do its thing on the wood. We've got some moneywort right here in the back. In front of that, we've got some Ludwigia Super Red Mini. Alternanthera reniki, you can see is just, well, doing great. We've got some Bacopa there in the front. Little bit of S. repens getting grown out there. There's a Flamingo Cryptocorine in there. Rotala H-Ra. And, well, the dominating plant there, you can see a little bit of Pogostemon Octopus. It just takes over. There is some Heteranthera zosterfolia back there, but yeah, good luck trying to see it with that pogo stemming. Yeah, it's there. A little bit of Pentatophyta trying to grow there as well. But that's about it for this aquarium. Inhabitants, we have some Florida flagfish, which you generally never see. About the only time you're going to see those guys is when you feed them. But I promise you they're in there. There's 11 flagfish in there. And 1 molly from the molly tank that I said is gone. There's a little flagfish chilling right there. Oh, I forgot. There's a Siamese algae eater in there, which you barely saw. This aquarium is filtered by a Fluval 307. And that kind of does it for the 45-gallon grow-out aquarium. All right, let's move on to the fish rack, where we have 3 of the 36-inch aquarium bookshelf style, and then 2 little cubes on the bottom there. The 2 that you see in the middle there, those are 22 gallons. And we have a little 10-gallon by LANDEN here. Let's start at the top, work down to the bottom, because that just makes logical sense, right? All right, this is a 100% LANDEN build here. We are housing everything in a LANDEN low iron aquarium. This is a 36-inch or 3-foot bookshelf aquarium. It is 10 gallons though, so it's only 12 inches deep. The hardscape is a dark Sirius stone. This is also provided by LANDEN. The aqua soil is provided by LANDEN. The filter is a Pura 100. Awesome little Pura 100 filter here, which needs to be cleaned, as you can see by the hoses. It's also sporting some LANDEN stainless steel lily pipes. And unfortunately, LANDEN doesn't make a 36-inch light, so we're running a Hygger HG089 26-watt light on this aquarium. Seems to be doing just fine. As you can tell, the main inhabitants of this aquarium are just red snails. I shut down my red snail 5-gallon aquarium, and I'm just put them in here. They can breed and grow. I sell them to my local fish store. And the plants that they enjoy kind of, I don't know, snailing around in, crawling, I guess that's the word. They enjoy crawling around in a little bit of Halantium tenellum green. That's the main plant in here, and they enjoy, I don't know, snailing around in there. There are 2 Amano shrimp in here. You can see the female in the top right and the male in the middle of your screen. It's kind of cute. They're always together. They're trying to breed all the time. The female is actually laden with eggs. Is that the right term? I don't know. She's full of eggs, but it's a freshwater aquarium. So unfortunately, none of those eggs are going to survive. Really no issues with this aquarium. Nothing I really need to do to it. It's running fine. There's no algae. The plants are growing in great. The carpet's nice. Nothing to do. Let's move on. Here we have the Endler Guppy Grow Out Aquarium. I don't really remember what I called this thing, but it is the breeding tank for my Endler guppies. Also sell them to the local fish store. And it's a cool aquarium, but it never really grew in the way I wanted it to. The piece of wood in this aquarium is absolutely amazing, but the only other thing that's really amazing is the Bucephalandra. Well, the fish are amazing too, but the Bucephalandra and the Anubias are the only things really working in this aquarium. So down here in the bottom left, you can kind of see the Bucephalandra is just going nuts. It's going crazy. The Anubias is following suit. We got some Java fern here. It was kind of growing really nice, and then I guess all the nutrients got pulled out of the water. I do use a liquid fertilizer, but the Java fern trident just really not doing great. I'll get to the back in a minute, which is very depressing, but some other depressing news is the carpet down here. It's an S. repens carpet, but it's just not carpeting. I've put root tabs in there. I've tried everything. The only thing that likes the substrate is this lotus plant, and it's putting out lily pads and just having a good old time. Let me try and get you in here. There you can see the lily pads, some floating plants there, which is some Salvinia minima and some red roots. But yeah, the lotus plant's having a good old time. There's actually another one over here on the left, and it's staying underwater, but it loves life. It's just having a good time. There's a little bit of Pentatophyta in here, which you can see behind all these beautiful little guppies. And if we pan over here, there's a little bit of Pentatophyta there that's also doing well. But let me pull you off the tripod and walk you back here to the back of the aquarium, because there's some cardinal plants back here, and they're trying to survive, but they're not doing great. It was much thicker when I built this aquarium, and we had a whole bunch of cardinal plants, and some of them are popping out of the water and doing good, but other ones like this are just barren stems. You can see here, if the camera will focus properly, right in the middle of your screen, in between the lotus is just some barren stems of cardinal plant. I don't know, not doing great. Now this aquarium has been set up for quite a while, so it's possible that just all the nutrients have been sucked out of the aqua soil that's down there, and maybe I need to add way more root tabs and fertilizer than I am currently. I'll try and bump up the fertilization, see if we can get some better results in this aquarium. But there's your update on the Endler Guppy tank. All right, let's drop down to the orange Neocaridina shrimp breeding aquarium. Man, you guys really loved this build. You loved this very unique spiderwood that was in here. There's 2 pieces of spiderwood in here, just big old honking pieces, a little bit of granite. You can see there's 2 types of Anubias in here. There's some tripartita in the back, which is just really cool. It's just like a little bush of tripartita. Oh, here's some moss. Some Physidens mosses dotted around here. Absolutely amazing. One of my favorite mosses. And down here in the corner, that's our problem child, the Elentine Hydropiper. We've moved this around a couple of aquariums. I've taken some out of here. I've put some back in here. Man, the Elentine Hydropiper, I think it needs more light, which is a good thing because Hygger just sent me a new light. This is the HG75, and I am currently doing a review on it. So that's all I'm going to tell you about this light. We'll see if it works. Hopefully it does. Only other update really on this aquarium is there's some frog bit up here which grows rapidly across the surface, even though it's covered with biofilm right now. But the frog bit grows across the surface there. Then I sell it to my local fish store. Then it grows again. Then I sell it to my local fish store. And that's pretty much all I do to this aquarium. I don't really do any maintenance to it. I don't trim anything. I just feed the shrimp. And it stays pretty clear. A little bit of bacterial bloom going on right now. You can't really see it on camera, but just a little bit of a haze. It's being filtered by a Fluval 107. I did forget to mention that the aquarium above it is also filtered by a Fluval 107. And this 22-gallon, 3-foot aquarium is just doing its thing. The final aquariums here on the fish rack are some Landen cube aquariums. They are 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches. I don't remember what that is in centimeters, but for update purposes, that's what you got. Both of them are powered light-wise by HG990s. Those are 14-watt clip-on Hygger lights, and it seems to do the job. Now, the aquarium on the right, well, you guys really haven't seen this aquarium. It was supposed to be part of an experiment series that Landon and I were going to do, and it just never came to fruition. The aquarium struggled. I think it was because of the manzanita wood that's in here, and both aquariums had manzanita. Both of them crashed. Just a nightmare. Some plants you see right there in the middle of your screen, Cryptocorin undulatus broadleaf. Cool little plant, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. There's some Anubias in there. There's a little tiny pieces of boost and a little bit of Pentatophyta, some orange shrimp in there, and a little bit of Monte Carlo. Other than that, not really much going on in this aquarium. No updates really to give you on this. It's just, I'm just trying to keep it alive until I decide to do something else with it. Now, moving to the left, you've got your moss aquarium. If you watch the channel, you know this is a recent build. This is the moss-only aquascape. And a lot of you guys were really interested to see the updates. Well, here's some updates. We have some red shrimp in there, which I'm going to actually do an update video on this. So I'm giving away part of the update that's going to be in that video. But moss only. I'm not going to go through the mosses. Maybe you can identify them. The big thing you're going to identify is the algae. The Ricardia moss is not doing great, guys. It's got an algae infestation, and that might kill the moss. But if it gets too crazy, I will remove it. I put a red cherry shrimp in there, which is per your guys' request. You awesome subscribers said you wanted to see some cherry shrimp in there, so we got some red cherries in there. The rest of the moss is doing very well. The floating Riccia fluitans, I don't know. It hasn't really done anything. If you watch the build, you know that this is supposed to be a floating moss, but I seem to do better attaching it to rocks like this right here and letting it grow, I don't know, epiphyte style. At any rate, there's your update on the moss aquarium. Other than the algae on the Ricardia moss, it's doing pretty good. A little bit of algae on the weeping moss, but not too much going on in there. I did put one Amano shrimp in there. He's hiding so you can't see him, but hopefully he'll eat some of this algae and this aquarium will kind of settle in. While we're down low, let's move to the left and look at your subscriber-built aquarium. Only the subscribers that have been around for a while are going to understand what's going on here, but this aquarium was essentially built by the subscribers. If you're new here, I did a video series where I asked you guys what the next step was and what plants and etc. And this is what you guys came up with. So, the Anubias, doing fantastic. The blue shrimp, can I find a couple? Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit closer there. We put all of the blue Neocaridina shrimp in there, and I hope they're breeding. They're doing okay. There are 4 CPDs in here. We started with 8. We only have 4 now. Most of them died off when we first put them in there. Again, breeder problems. But they hide all the time. I give them so many plant areas to hide in. The CPDs have no desire to come out. Only when I feed them do I see them. But the reason I bring this up is I'd like to have more blue shrimp, but I think the CBDs eat the babies. Now, plant-wise, we've got some Bacopa in the back here. There's some golden as well in the front. If we move to the right here, we have some Rotala H-Raw, which I just trimmed about a week ago, so it's recovering. I really hacked it back, so it looks a little scraggly now. There's some Cryptocorin Nuri right here in the middle of your screen, and I love this plant. Slow growing, kind of like a purpley green, orangey, just a really cool plant. It's doing well. Also, we got some Anubias, which, I mean, it's Anubias, right? It's always going to do well. Nothing really to talk about with Anubias. We are running CO2 in this aquarium. If you're not familiar, this is a UNS tall aquarium. It's a low iron aquarium. I don't remember the dimensions. We're running CO2 in this aquarium off of a ZRDR kind of DIY CO2 using just a standard little diffuser right there from AQUARIUM. Filtration has changed a little bit since you guys have seen this. I've kind of moved back over to a Hygger in-tank filter, just a little kind of in-tank filter, I guess is what it is. We used to have one of the OG Free-Sea filters on here, but it just became a hassle to maintain because it was down here behind this rock pile and just a nightmare. So a little submerged? Yeah, I guess a little submerged filter right there. That works out a little better for my maintenance. The aquarium is well seasoned and I don't really do anything to it. Just a little bit of trim on the stem plants. And that's it. So there's your update on the subscriber built aquarium. I keep asking you guys if you want to change it. You keep telling me no, so here it is in all of its glory. Let's move on up to the no filter fish bowl. This thing has been around for quite a while, kind of an OG on the channel. It's always had chili rasboras in it, which the camera does not like to focus on. There's one trying to swim around right there. There's one right there in the middle of your screen. Come on, camera, focus on the cute little chili. Nope, it never does. Camera never wants to focus on them. They're too small. Anyway, recently rescaped here. Since the rescape here, this aquarium, it really hasn't been doing too well, to be honest. The green algae is always fighting to take control. The rocks are covered in it. The plants are slow growing. I don't really have too much to say about it. I'm probably going to tear it down here pretty soon. So all I can tell you is there's your update. the Chili Rasbora Bowl. I did forget to mention that both of these aquariums are lit by just some old hood lights, right? From those cheap aquariums you get with little clip-in hood lights, plastic hood type of thing. Just a couple of LEDs there. Let me show you. LED hood lights. That's it. That's the only thing lighting these aquariums. The bonus of having low lighting is no algae. All right, and to finish things up, let's do an update on the most recent build I did, the Riverscape here. It is filtered by a Fluval 107. The inhabitants here were moved from another aquarium, White Cloud Mountain Minnows. They're doing fantastic. They like a little bit of flow, so having them in here where they can swim up to the high flow. Look at this one right here, little female. She's enjoying it. Going up to the flow, which is where the filter outlet is there, and just having a good time. But if they want to chill and relax, it's a little bit calmer water in the middle. See a little piece of wood in there? It is home to the Monte Carlo that I'm trying to grow, and a little bit of Physidens moss right there. You can see some algae down here on the stones. We're also going through kind of a brown diatom phase as well. Fairly new setup here. We've got some Anubias. You can see some weeping moss there. Moving over on the other side, more Anubias, more weeping moss, a little bit of S. repens that I've planted pretty much epiphyte style because there's no aqua soil under there. All the aqua soil is up here on the top for the immersed plants. Immersed plant wise, we've got some cardinal plant there on the left. We have some mondo grass, a golden ribbon there on the right. I always forget the name of this dang plant, but the little golden ribbon. And the rest of the stuff in here, believe it or not, is just yard weeds. So like this plant right down here, which I might be able to get the camera to focus. There we go. That cute little lily pad looking plant, well, that's a yard weed here in Florida. If I move over here, I've planted some more yard weeds. We got, I don't know, weed, unknown species, weed, unknown species. This one right here. Maybe we can get a better look over here on this side. Again, more of the lily pad weed. Oh, it's hard to see through the mondo grass and the camera doesn't want to focus. Real YouTube here, folks. All right. Anyway, yard weeds on this side. One little cardinal plant right here in the middle of your screen. That's trying to regrow. I clipped it back and you can see it's sprouting new growth, but needs some time to fill in. Lighting on this aquarium is a Hygger HG76 36 watt light. You can see a theme throughout my fish room here. I like Hygger lights. They just seem to be the right power and they work very well. You will get some algae. They're strong enough to get some algae, but nothing that gets out of control. The rest of the scape here you can see is just granite stones. I don't really know what else to say about it. It is an Opti-White aquarium by Hydra Aqua. I can't find them on the internet anymore either, so I don't know if it's a brand that went out of style and they're unfortunately not making aquariums anymore, but it's a great Opti-White tank. I love it. 36 inches or a 3-foot aquarium, and I guess that's really all we got for the update there. There you go, guys, an update on all the aquariums, though I don't think it was as quick as I mentioned in the intro, but we got through all the aquariums. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry I don't have a more interesting video for you this week, but some of you might find this interesting. I'm going to rest up, heal up. We've got a couple videos in the work here that take weeks to kind of create, so those are coming up. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, you know what buttons to hit. As always, thank you guys for your support, and I will catch you on the next one.